been in a lot of classrooms throughout my teaching career. I've taught, I've coached, I've observed, I've helped teachers, and I've supported students through crisis, and I've been a co-teacher. And here's something I want to say clearly from what I have learned through all of that. The classrooms that feel calm, structured, and supportive are not calm because the kids are easy. In fact, often the calmest classrooms have the toughest caseloads. They are calm because of what the teacher is doing on purpose. And the teachers with the strongest classroom management are not louder, they're not stricter, and they're not more controlling. They are more intentional. So today I'm sharing 5 things I consistently see trauma-informed teachers with strong classroom management doing within their classrooms. And I'm not talking like Pinterest ideas, but patterns I've actually witnessed time and time again in real classrooms. One of the biggest differences I notice right away when I walk into a classroom is how the day begins. In classrooms that really seem to struggle and feel chaotic, I often see immediate corrections, teachers feeling frantic, raised voices, a rush to control behavior, teachers rushing to try to get things ready to go. Things just kind of feel inconsistent. In strong classrooms, I often see soft starts. I see clear expectations. It means the teacher understands their nervous system and the teacher builds in these breaks. So I'm seeing calm entry routines, predictable morning structures, visuals instead of constant verbal reminders, and time for students to settle in and regulate before demands increase. They're also not reacting to the chaos, they're preventing it by putting these things in place. And here's what I've learned from watching this over and over and over. When kids know exactly what to do the moment that they walk in, behavior drops dramatically. When they don't, they typically make their own routine, and it's not what we want. I really love soft starts because they're not extra work. They're actually really smart classroom management. They allow the student to regulate the nervous system and ease into the day. Another thing I noticed, they use visuals constantly, not just when things go wrong. It really is a part of their daily routine. So another pattern I see immediately in strong classrooms is less talking. It is not the teacher constantly talking. I am seeing the teacher utilizing things like visuals and timers. These teachers don't rely heavily on verbal reminders because they know that when kids are overwhelmed, language doesn't seem to help. They also know the more that you are talking at children, the more they start to tune you out. So you want to be intentional with how you communicate. And they do things like using visual schedules and step-by-step expectations. They use transitional visuals, timers students can see, clear routines posted and referenced, countdown so students know how long that they're working on something, and they hold them accountable when they ask them to divide up in groups and come back and share. And most importantly, these visuals are not just for one student, they're for everyone, and this makes it very inclusive. I see far fewer power struggles in classrooms where this routine is visible. The teacher doesn't have to argue or repeat themselves because the structure does all the work. The kids know what to expect and everything is predictable and it feels safe. And that's why trauma-informed classroom management at its core is really the best classroom management. One thing I also see is they really do invest in real relationships, and it shows. Every strong classroom I've been in has one thing in common. Students trust their teacher. Not because their teacher is permissive or they're cool or they let them do whatever they want, but because they're consistent and they're human. These teachers intentionally build relationships with their students, and they use strategies like the 2x10 where they check in with them. One of the things I really love is watching teachers use things like morning work and soft start as an opportunity to go around and build connection with their students. I see them build connection with them at the door, in the hallway, at lunch. When you do this with students, you learn what motivates the student, you learn what stresses them out, what school feels like for them from their perspective. You just learn a lot about them, and they learn to trust you, and you know how to understand them. And they don't just build relationships with their students, they also connect with parents early. They communicate the wins, not just the concerns. They build a partnership instead of like a series of blaming. At the first time a parent hears from a teacher and it's negative, that sets the tone. And when behavior happens, because it inevitably will, there's already trust to lean on with the parents. Number 4, they rely on structure, timers, and consistency, not just constant correction. One thing I notice about strong classroom managers is they're not constantly reminding their students all day long. They are relying on systems. When they say something, they mean it. They're not going to keep going back to it. And one of the things that I've seen that really helps the most is timers. Timers help because they end preferred activities without arguments. They also support transitions, reduce anxiety, and increase independence. I also like timers because they help keep students on task. When they know they have 5 minutes and have to report back, they know that they have to continue to stay on task. They will be held accountable. And I think that that is a really big deal too. It sets that expectation that we are here to work. We're not here to just goof off. They're also consistent. They don't act differently because of their mood. They don't escalate when a student is escalated. And the student knows what to expect because they are predictable. They're not all over the place on who you're going to walk in and who's teaching your class today. And when kids feel safe and structured, they don't need to test as much to see what they can do. They know they have a teacher that they can derail easily and get out of work. They're 100% going to do it. But if you are stoic, it makes it a lot harder for them to do that. They also don't engage in power struggles. And this is a big difference I see. So strong classroom managers don't need to win. They don't need to sit there and argue with children. They recognize that these are kids and that their brains are still developing, and that behavior is communication for better or for worse, and that we really don't need to be taking this all really personal. So instead of engaging in power struggles, they're offering choices. They're using neutral language, pausing consequences until the students are calm, and then they're addressing them. They're teaching skills after regulation, not during meltdowns. They're asking, what skill is this student missing? What support does this student need? They're also willing to try new things and be open to new ideas. They're not just dead set on the old ways and how they worked. They're open to new ideas. They make learning interactive. They add movement to their learning. They adjust when something isn't working, because that's teaching. You have to be flexible. And trauma-informed teachers understand engagement is prevention. When kids are bored, they do tend to default to their own entertainment, and that can lead to behaviors. So when learning feels safe and meaningful, behavior does improve naturally. And I think that, we don't always have to make every lesson engaging, but I think we really should strive to keep it engaging. And they are there for 7.5 hours. And I think it is important that we recognize that, yes, there are going to be boring parts in learning, but we really do need to try to make learning fun. And there's one big takeaway I really want you to understand, that strong classroom management really is not about control. It is about clarity, connection, consistency, and really building that trust with students. The teachers who do this well, they really do start with those soft starts. They use those visuals, they build those relationships, they lean into structures, and they avoid the power struggles. They are the leader in the classroom, and they set the tone by acting as such. And they do remember these kids are kids and they're still learning how to exist in this world. So if this video helped you feel seen or gave you some practical tips to try, I'd like you to like it, subscribe, and check out the links below for some free classroom tools and resources that might help you if you're looking for something like that. And I really want you to remember that you don't need to do everything. You just need to do systems that support both you and your students, and find what works for you. Your classroom management isn't going to look exactly like some other teacher's classroom management, but it is helpful to take little nuggets from what other people do to help you enhance your practice. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up or share it out to a teacher who could benefit from it. And make sure to subscribe so you can catch all my videos. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you next Sunday.